Welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. I'm really excited to welcome you to our 175th session. So it is an exciting milestone and an important milestone for us. As you know, the mission of 1 Million by 1 Million is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond, build $1 billion in global GDP and 10 million jobs. So as I always say, their mission is predicated upon your success. So the only reason we are here is to make you successful, to help you become successful, and your success will only come if you are successful. Before we go on with today's presentations, by the way, we are going to leave you lots of room and time to fill in and ask questions, chat, and so forth. Before we go on, I want to remind you, those of you who are in the meeting today who represent an organization that is interested in entrepreneurship development. It could be it could be helping and building ecosystems around the world, it could be angel groups, it could be VCs, governments, schools, universities, any kind of organization. If you are looking to help with your entrepreneurship development ecosystem, please look into the M1M Incubator in a Box, and the link is on your screen. We are working with a lot of partners at this point, and we are very, very easy to partner with. So the event is being recorded. Our Twitter handles are at 1M by 1M and at Sramana, and you will, if you're live tweeting the show, please use hashtag 1M1M, by the way. You will also be able to access most of our roundtable recordings, all sorts of other things, including FAQ videos, cartoons, and so forth from the 1M1M channel. That's called 1M Roundtables. Folks, those who are on the line, could you please mute your line? Ravikant, could you please mute your line? You're streaming noise into the call. Please don't do that. We'll tell you when we're ready for you to pitch, so you can unmute your line. Now, for reference, this will be useful later in the session. If you call in and chat with me on the phone, you can dial in to 650-479-3208, and the code is 1. Access code is 660200538. When you come in, you need to do things. If you decide that you want to call in, you need to do two things. One is you need to let us know in public chat that you are calling in so that we know to ask for you, and keep your phone muted until I do ask for you. So, by the way, as instructions for later in the show, and we are going to start with our first presenter shortly. Please feel free to use the public chat. Make sure you set it to send to all participants so that you can really chat with everybody, in the meeting. And please not send me private chat. I am not monitoring my private chat right now because I will be focusing on the presenters. Ask all your questions, or if you have any technical issues, please ask questions, comments, whatever, in the public chat, and Maureen will help you if it's technical issues or if it's something that you can address. Otherwise, I will tell you I'm ready for Q&A on the public chat and take questions from there. You, of course, talk with each other. You can comment on the presentations, share observations, and the presenters will also be available to talk with you in public chat afterwards. So the public chat is open for you to use, and I'm going to right now invite Santosh Shukla, One Circle, to come and do his presentation.
Sramana, thanks for inviting us. I'm Santosh Shukla from F1 Circle, and congratulations on your big milestone.
Thank you.
Cool. Next slide, please. It is bulletin board for professionals. So every one of us has some needs, whether be it buying, selling, sharing. We are building that need exclusively for professionals. So this will be a need platform only meant for professionals. By professionals, we IT professionals, BPO professionals, medical professionals, all kinds of professionals, and how we are doing that is by allowing access only to LinkedIn profiles. Next, please. So it's a secured circle for buying, selling, and sharing. Let's say your need is to rent a flat or buy a flat, but you don't want to do it through a shady agent. So you deal direct and pay no brokerage. Buy something set second hand, be it a car or a camera, so but not abuse products, because this is all coming from people whom you trust, because you can always know their authenticity. They are just like you, and you would trust them much more than a random guy selling you things. Next slide.
LinkedIn has 200 million users. There are a lot of shady people on LinkedIn. How can you assume that just because they're members of LinkedIn doesn't mean that they're trustworthy?
Good question, Sramana. So we thought a lot about it, and earlier we also thought about allow people through their, at least verifying through their company email addresses, like some of the applications do, Yammer, Chatter, etc. But for us, initially, we open the gates for all LinkedIn users, and there would be a report abuse. Primarily, the focus is on to get professionals on board, and if we see people or some activity like that, they certainly will have about abuse functionality.
Okay.
We'll do today. So people would reach out to their friends, or okay, companies have some kind of bulletin board and mailing list, or there are open online classifieds. What are the problems with these channels? Next slide. So very limited reach in the organization. We have seen it happening live, that people in one company ask their roommates or friends to post same ad or request in the company's platform. So we saw a real need. One joins a company in a different city. They're looking for a house or a roommate, or looking for cook, restaurant. So there's a wide need which we have all gone through. So limited reach there. There is no trusted C2C platform. Platforms which are available, I'm making them non-trusted because everyone can log in. All agents, brokers are there. You never know whether you're dealing with an individual or a AD or someone of repute or not. There's a lot of relevant data. Search doesn't give you terms, things which you need. You search for laptop, and results which you get are from working from home for $5 an hour, things like those. It's very difficult to post. Posting small table, you would not know which category to fill it in, where to place the ad. In fact, your income tax return might be much easier. So the problems which people face today.
But you're not talking about eBay and the real C2C platforms at all. Those are thriving platforms, right? That's where all this commerce normally happens.
Agree. So we are actually focusing on the direct sale, the new item sale. It is more used goods. eBay, yes, certainly.
And Amazon Marketplace is full of used groups. Both of those are full of used goods. That people sell. I mean, if I have to sell a table or sell a camera, I would go sell it on eBay or Amazon Marketplace.
Yeah, problems there are. The turnaround time would be much more. You would not be able to trust. So they have trust.
I'm not able to trust. Said I wouldn't be able to trust.
So
eBay, Amazon Marketplaces are humongous marketplaces. Who said you cannot trust there? And if you cannot trust, eBay has dispute resolution mechanisms. You have feedback mechanisms, all sorts of things. Those two are the world's most important and trusted C2C platforms. If you say that you cannot trust them, there's no way we can trust you.
Good point. So let's say, how need came in our circles. Let's say I wanted to buy a bike, and there's some person who's selling it on OLX, Quicker, the channels in India right now, which are very popular. So the person, if the person is in a, let's say, which I don't know, I I have instances where people go that far, and the deals which negotiated on phone, whatever is mentioned on the portal, they again ask to negotiate. They say that please reduce the price, and things like those happen a lot. We believe that when you're in a network of people just like you, which is you can see which company this person works with, and trust going on there. So things like these have valid need, because here we're based in Hyderabad, and individual portals of companies like Microsoft, Oracle, they go through these. The traffic is huge, and many a times they ask people to post to other networks. So we're going to do it only for professionals. So eBay and Amazon, it for everyone, but then turnaround time might be more. Here it could be faster because you have that trust, because someone is just like you and selling what you need, and yeah, you see what that person is doing. It is all right people and in the right time. The way post is also changed a lot. We allow users to post how they are used to posting things, which is just running in plain text. Our engine, the core platform, what it plans and presents it in the most way to the end user. Next slide, you'll see how it comes up and shows. Next, please. Yeah. So if you're planning to buy something, you're searching for something which is up for sale, on the right side, which we call as IntelliBox, it shows you only relevant information, which will make you go through a list of options available, and you can do it right there, which is the thing which you would want to view. These are some of the good things. About market size, as you rightly pointed out, there are a lot of professionals on. So this data is directly from LinkedIn. So 1.5 million professionals across India who are active online, and going money size, India is INR 10 billion. This is online classifieds, the second items, and in the it is around 30 billion US dollars. So we're a huge market. We understand that we have kept it relevant to only a specific crowd, because nothing. And till now, we've just talked about buying, selling. There's a lot more than that. So if a person wants to know what's the process, where's the, let's say, office in US Visa office in Hyderabad. So think those, does Citibank office operate today because there's Memorial Day? Things like those. So all those questions can also be asked. So it's like a platform wherein people can interact, find the nearest childcare, things those. Competition. So there's direct competition, but then yes, there we have them into two categories. One is of enterprise social network, which is Yammer and Chatter, and the one would be classifieds, Quicker, OLX, Sulika.com. So those are competition.
I think the big ones that you're missing are eBay and Amazon. That's where the C2 transactions happen there.
Yeah, so there are two ways. So we do not want to. So the platforms take a cut. The monetization is based that way. So they take some transaction fee. Yes, we are letting people come on board and do the transaction among themselves. So we are not taking a cut there.
You're talking about Craigslist. Craigslist is the competition.
That's correct. So the global scenario, Craigslist is the competition.
This is as well.
Not that much. When we start, these are big ones. Craigslist operates in India, but it's not used that much.
I hear what you're saying. I kind of look at it as yet another classifieds engine. It's not really that special that it's amongst professionals. So action to it is okay. It's a so-so idea. It's not an earth-shattering idea. You build a business on it, yes. So that's my reaction so far.
Okay, so we did some competition analysis. So this is from the Wikipedia format, wherein we put the weighings and put what will be the criteria for us, like user base, relevance, information retrieval time, product innovation, and measured us against others.
Okay.
And we fare pretty good. Okay, our go-to-market plan, we did a beta launch, and we plan to be leaders at least in Hyderabad and Bangalore very soon, in 3 to 5 months time. Target metros after that. And December 2014, we'll be the leader in India for all
That's not a
professionals.
go-to-market strategy. These are milestones. That's not a go-to-market strategy. A go-to-market strategy is how you get to the market. Go-to-market is not a bunch of milestones like you've put up here.
Okay. Yeah. So first, we talk about how we are going to get users. So we understand that a platform like this, it's a chicken and egg problem between content and users. So we're small. We currently have friends and family on board and generating content, and next we would be getting immediate network. We could do a lot of things like crawling web for data and things like those, but we initially did not do that. We want, because trust is a big thing here, all real users whom you can see they're doing, where they're doing, what they're doing, and things like those. So then immediate network next, and do the broad marketing later. In the next slide, I talk about online marketing, which is Facebook, SEO, SEM. We'll make existing channels, which is the existing. In companies, there are some bulletin boards, things like those, wherein we would find the influencers and mention about this option. We are also thinking about people being able to quickly post just by email. Details to MDs and HRs of companies. We want to tell them that this is the tool wherein so this is the thing which their employees need, so that they don't have to think about anything else apart from work. So any concern which they have, where should I send my kid to, which schools should I send my kid to, where will I get this grocery, things like those. Anything it could be, I need to get my passport renewed. So everything would be taken care of at this platform. Also, there would be an option.
Talking about that, then there's another competitor, that is Quora, which is absolutely, kind of want to use the word infested with Indians.
You know that, and we are pretty active on Quora and understand. But then Quora would not want to project it in a way which we are seeing. So that is the point, Sramana. The competition at
wanting to project. If somebody wants to feedback about schools in Bangalore, likelihood they will go to Quora very high, right? Or
now,
friends. I mean, this is something that they ask their friends and their colleagues.
There are so for all of this, what we are doing, there are various options available. For one thing, there's LinkedIn. If you want to post about a job, if you want to sell something, you can go to eBay. So there are different things, but then there is one which is solving all of this, which we have seen happening a lot in all these companies.
Anyway, look, I'm going to give you one more piece of feedback on this slide, and you have a bunch of questions from the public chat which you can take after your presentation is over. Online marketing on Facebook, it is a product where you are trying to use only LinkedIn network people. You want to market on Facebook. Most people who would want to join your program, you will tell them, oh, your Facebook ID is not enough to join this program. You need to go to LinkedIn. What do you think that is going to do for you?
I think so. With Facebook ads, we are not going with a we will not be throwing ads to everyone. We'll be throwing these ads to the relevant crowd in relevant places. One part of it.
You can do in Facebook. LinkedIn, you cannot advertise to the way you can advertise in LinkedIn. You cannot advertise in Facebook. You can control geography, you can control demographics, but you cannot control profession, for example. Really?
Yeah. Okay. People do not even fill their professions.
Oh.
So that's one part of it. There are various ways of advertising, and we would like to do all of inbound marketing. We are generating content. We are active on social media right now, Twitter and LinkedIn. Monetization, there are two routes. was, as I said, we can go and talk to companies. Because companies usually have something like this, but which is not solving all their problems. If they have a mailing list, they cannot create distribution lists, let's say for soccer fans, things every time. So we here in our platform, we'll create tags for them, and in turn they can create groups. So there are things which
too many things, and none of this you can't. If you can figure out something small and manageable to do. To me, like you're trying to solve too many problems at once and do too many things, and it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So corporate social networks, you want to build corporate enterprise social networks, talk to enterprises and figure out what they're looking for. There are enough enterprise social networks out there. You study what they're doing and you create something similar to that, maybe for the Indian market where the price point is significantly lower, something like that. But, that's not a marketplace for LinkedIn users. That's a different, in which case and if you're doing an enterprise social network, you sell to enterprises. That becomes an enterprise software business.
Yeah, so that is a problem. We get to talk to enterprises unless and until we have users. We were thinking of doing it for all users, and after that talking to enterprises. This is the last slide about how the company is operating right now, self-funded, bootstrapped. We skipped the incubation and accelerator round, and we are directly thinking of going to angels and to use that capital.
You will not get a penny of financing, what you've presented so far. You're not ready for any financing. You can, in your head, in your mind, you can skip all kinds of incubation and you can skip everything, but no one's going to fund this business plan.
So the fact, we were invited by TAI Hyderabad to incubate with them, but since we have an office, we have the capital. You have to skip down, but I totally agree with you that there are trying to solve too many
formal
things.
Incubator, you cannot skip a bootstrapped validation phase to a fundable state, which is not where you are right now. I'm not saying that you have to work with an incubator and say that you have to incubate your business level where an investor may be ready to fund you. That stage has not arrived yet.
So I get your point. So I'm asking. So my question to you would be. My question earlier was, which I thought I'd ask you, was how can we make this relevant to sell to corporates today? And to that you've mentioned that yes, we should go and first check enterprise social networks, which are done for Yammer Chatter and.
Based on what you've presented, it's not clear what is the business. Is it a classified business? Is it an enterprise social network business? You're kind of trying to be everything to everybody, and that's not going to work. You have to make some choices. You have to decide on positioning points. You have to decide on business model issues. You have to have a clear roadmap based on which an investor knows what they're investing in. Right now, it's kind of in that, and we could also be that, and we could also be that. That's not the plan.
So can't we be everything to professionals? So we are already segmented.
No, you can't.
We are trying to.
You cannot. Okay. You know, many products and services get sold to professionals. Everybody has a specialization, and if everybody could be everything to that one segment, all of those services and products would be coming from one company. There would be no need for specialization.
Yep. So we'll work on this a little more.
Social media platform like a Yammer or Jive or something like that, Chatter, to the enterprises in India, that is a very different business than being a marketplace or a classified. Each of those are different businesses. valued differently, they would be evaluated differently, they would be assessed differently by investors, by even customers. So right now, where you are, you need to do a lot more work, and you need to make choices of where you're going to go and how you are going to go market. You decide, what do you want to be? What business do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the marketplace business? Do you want to be in the classifieds business? Do you want to be in the enterprise social media, social network business? Three are different businesses. Marketplace is an e-commerce business. Classifieds is kind of an advertising business. And enterprise social network is a software as a service business. And these have different ways of building these businesses.
Okay. These insights, yes, I guess we'll have to focus and come to. Even would like to be everything, but yes, we'll have to start small and probably choose one niche.
You have to choose, and that is what positioning is all about. You have to choose on any levels, not just that. And once you make that choice, then you're going to be faced with another 5 choices, and then you're going to at each of those you're going to be faced with another 5 choices. That is what positioning is all about.
Okay, one question to you, Sramana. How can we differentiate against Yammer and Chatter if we want to go into enterprise social network? So what be the things? What are the problems which people face with those today? Can we?
I'll give you an answer. You're supposed, if you're going to be in that business, you need to tell me that you have some understanding of the business in which and so such that you can actually make a differentiated case for building that business.
Yeah.
Insights and domain knowledge in an area, don't go try to build a business there.
Mm-hmm. For these insights, Sramana.
Unwished knowledge of the problem that you're trying to solve.
Okay, let me put it this way. Just one minute. So today, companies have some kind of network, mailing list, or bulletin board to break that barrier and bring all of these together. Doesn't that sound like a real problem which you are solving?
To these companies, these problems are being solved. Those are the kinds of problems that have been solved by companies like Jive, Yammer, Chatter, and so forth. So go talk to the companies and figure out what is it. If they're not choosing to go with one of those solutions, why? If you're an enterprise software business, you need to immerse yourself in enterprise software customers.
Yep. Thanks, Sramana. Yep. Those were the questions I had. Another one was, if someone wants to raise an angel fund, what these guys typically look at. So would they, apart from the idea and validation, and they need to have a working monetization model running? But
you need to have a reasonable understanding of what that model will be.
Okay.
It's not in India. If you go to people with like, okay, I'm going to do blah blah blah, and I'll build a lot of traffic, and then one day I'll figure out what our business model is going to be. That's not going to fly, and that actually doesn't fly very well in the US these days either. So don't go there.
Okay.
I'll move on.
Thanks for the time.
Good.
Thanks a lot.
Line. We're going to skip over. Do I be in the room but has not dialed in? Is that what's going on? In the room, you need to dial in, Dwight, otherwise you can't do your presentation. Alright, move to Ravikant, but before we do, we put you that have a special offer today to celebrate the 175th Roundtable. So here you go. So book offer for you if you are interested in positioning how to test, validate, and bring your idea to market. Volume 3 of the Entrepreneur Journey series. You can download the book at the Smashwords website. The link is on your screen. Coupon code is DK65W. You have just 7 days to download. So it's a limited duration offer. But make a note of the coupon code and make a note of the link, and would be able to download it. From there, it is asking me privately, how do I dial in? Maureen, can you deal with him, please? I'll move to Ravikant. Smart Sample is the company. Ravikant, if you could unmute your line and tell us what Smart Sample is, that would be great.
Yeah, am I audible over there?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay. Sample is a word of mouth marketing agency. So what we create word of mouth for the new product. The pain point in market is whenever a brand manages a new product or service, read about how he can create a buzz in the market. There are different methods like ATL, BTL. These are not effective for the new product. Next. So we most interactive sample distribution company and to deliver the sustained value to all stakeholders. We've learned from our experience that a lot of wastage is happening in sampling activity. There are no measurement tools, particularly in India. I will come point. I can have next slide. So it's a social marketing company that distributes the sample to the right market. We need what we mean is that a lot of times vendors bombard the samples whether the company likes or not. It's not really the right target, and there is no feedback mechanism in India. Next. The current methods, sample distributions, newspaper, magazine, in store, they are all ineffective as compared to the other methods. The feedback, there is no back in this. There is only a one-way channel. Just brands just the samples through these methods. There is no mechanism of the feedback from the consumer, whether they liked it or not, whether they have actually told about this product to their friends or family, or whether the sales has happened. Next. These are those which you have identified. There is lots of wastage happen. The samples don't reach to the right target. The inaccurate data is generated. Oftentimes the agency take the samples but don't deliver it to the right person. There's that mechanism at all. There are promoter issues on ongoing activation, and it's very difficult to be in a sampling agency for a single selectivity. Next. The website we have launched on 24th April 2012, and we have got a good response. Right now we have around 1 lakh users. 30% are female and 20% are male, mostly from metro cities. I would like to focus on, we not only give a chance to try the product, it's also the platform wherein you can try it with, say, automobile. You try it out, you can have for a couple of weeks, you can try it out, and if you like, you can buy it from it. So it's not about creating a buzz for the net or for services. Next.
You said 1 lakh or 1 million users?
So it's a 0.1 million.
1,000 users. And these 100,000 users are sampling what kind of products, Ravikant?
FMCG like North Supinable, Comfort, fabric conditioner. Mostly they are from FMCG. We get into the service also.
Mm-hmm. Personal care, food, that kind of stuff.
Yes. The data which we are capturing, these are the filters which we give it to the brand manager so that they can target the right PG. Mm-hmm. Next.
And where do you source your samples from?
We source from the company.
From manufacturer?
Yes. So suppose if a brand manager wants to launch a new hair oil, he gives us the sample to the buzz in the market.
Okay. So you're talking about Hindustan Lever kind of companies giving you samples directly?
Yes.
And paying you in some form other than giving you samples? Are they giving you any kind of payment to run these campaigns?
Yeah, they are giving us the payment for this whole service which we do. Payment as per the feedback, as per the reports which we generate. So there are different services which we give it to them, and accordingly they pay to us.
Okay. So tell us what those services are and how much are they paying for the services?
Yeah, on my next slide, so I will explain in detail.
Okay.
Okay, for the statistic you can skip them. So competitive analysis which I did in internet market, there's a buzz agent in Boston-based company. Recently, this Buzzbox also made a headline. It is already there in US. There's a Walmart. Walmart has recently launched these goodies from Walmart Labs, and these are the national competitors which are trying to get in sampling market. I should know that we are competing with, but they are still kind of business. Sampling, word of mouth. So, next slide, please. I am right now pursuing executive MBA from Jamnalas. I have experience in retail market. My brother is having an experience. He has already dealt with FMCG companies, HUL, Colgate, Britannia. So he has his own BTL agency. Below the activity, he do a lot of marketing assignments. So sampling, old age method through it generate price, build awareness, drive sales. So mechanism, and only through this mechanism we can get the feedback around 50 to 60%. Right now, in any of sampling, you get only 1% or 2% feedback. But third, through online, we can know that we get more than 50% of the feedback. There's no single dropout, so we can. Yeah. So,
are consumers paying for the samples, or is it free samples?
No, it's free. It's free for them. It's a platform through which we want to give the opportunity to try the product, and if they like, they spread the word about it.
Okay.
What I learned in this work experience is that one of the constraints for the new product, the consumer don't want to try because there's a budget problem, or they have a loyalty towards their old product. So we want to remove these constraints to try the product.
These 100,000 people. What do you know about these 100,000 people? What is? I mean, there is bias in your sample as well. What is bias?
Yeah, we have analyzed all the 1 lakh data, and what we have found out that around 30% are female. These particularly, who have enough time to search on the net, who have enough time to search the goodies product, and most of them are college students who would like to try new products. Our target group is basically the early adopters. Early adopters are those people who would like to try new product and talk about it. So going further, we want to filter it out to the early adopters.
Okay.
About my service, can you please move to the slide? The testimonial which you have got from the users. Next. Yeah, right now we have a client, Hindustan Lever, Nivea. We are doing North City noodles for Hindustan Lever. We are doing Nivea body lotion for Nivea. For Pyramid, we have done super active tablet. So we charge from the company on the basis of sample we have distributed, and on the basis of reports which we generate. I mean, through this, how the has been happened, what is the word awareness level we have generated through this method. Since we are startup, so our strategy is to build more mechanism how we can join offline word of mouth and online word of mouth. So we are still on that part right now, the measurement of word of mouth.
What is the financial model here? What is Nivea going to pay you, or is paying you, or is Hindustan Lever paying you?
Right now, margin is around 30%. But we are sure that
the business model, not Jin. What is the business model?
The business is that we give the platform to the company to give us the product, plus the service which we do. So we give the samples to the users, And when user try the product, they
So
give you
how
the
much
feedback,
are they
which is the
paying? Who means revenue model? How much? Who pays whom? How much?
so it was for this service. And that service, it's more than 30% which we increase in the cost.
What amount? What is the business model? Do you pay do they pay you on the basis of how many samples you are able to distribute
Yes.
or feedback from? They pay you on a retainer basis? Do they pay you on a subscription? How do they pay you? What business model?
Is the pay on the basis of the sample which we have distributed.
How many you are able to distribute and how many can you get feedback on? Is that what you're saying?
Total number of sample distribution. It's not, the model is not based on the feedback right now because we are developing our own system. So now the business model.
The business model is predicated upon how many samples are able to distribute through your channel.
Yes. Yes.
And when you kept insisting on margin, what is that margin? Why are you so hung up on the margin? What's driving that comment?
So margin, I'm putting 100 rupees, so I'm getting 30 rupees out of that. So 130 rupees we charge to the company. So the margin, after getting my operating cost.
Gross margin or operating margin?
Ready for gross margin. So since we are startup, so we are the form of limited company, and we are going into that more as per accounting standard. So this year our actual financial year.
So on a unit transaction, the client like media would give you the samples. You have those samples stored somewhere, and to get those samples delivered by courier or something, right? That's where the cost is. There's a decision where the cost is.
Yes.
For unit.
Major cost is distribution cost. That's around 80%. And after that, whatever service we provide, like the report generation, the mint of word of mouth, so this cost.
I see. So basically, you're sitting on a fairly thin gross margin after the logistics costs are paid for.
Yeah, what we have also forecasted that once we have a good number of users, we can charge from the user also. Like we can have a platinum, gold, silver membership, and we can charge from the users once we have a good sample. So we can make sure that each consumer get a one packet of goodies of new products.
Not. You don't know that yet. That's not a validated assumption.
Most of the companies are trying in India, so we want to burn our own finger. Let them try and learn from them. So most companies have already started. Like there's a they call Wellware into cosmetics. They are selling around 400. That's around $10. And there are a couple of companies who are charging from the users on the sample.
I think doing is interesting and everything, but it's not it's still kind of, lots of things need to be validated. I think what you're doing is great. 100,000 user base, it gives you lots of opportunity to experiment, and you have clients who are paying for that experiment. So all that is good. My concern here is the business model and the P&L model essentially. You have to figure out how to make amounts of money from the business. Otherwise, you're going to be operating on a very thin margin scenario.
I absolutely.
So high.
I absolutely.
Profits.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Like Invention Nursery, recently we had the pitching session at Next Stock Exchange, and most of the investors were worried about business model. They told me that it can be a lifestyle business, but it cannot be a scalable model.
And did you get any money from Venture Nursery?
I got private funding, not from Venture Nursery, but from an individual who has shown interest in a business model. So we got some funding from an individual, not from Venture Nursery or from angel investors.
Okay. Yeah. So your business model is going to need work. The business are validated is not sufficient to. You can, as they have told you, I agree with that observation, that you can build a cash business, but it's not a fundable business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we need to twist something on the model so that we can show them it can be a scalable model, like the box or the buzz agent has done it.
There are other ways of monetizing, traffic. If you build traffic on this sample kind of business model, there will be other things that you can build on top of that. Once you have access to large numbers of consumers, there's lots of things that you can do with it that could, give you more interesting business models as well.
Yeah.
You build profitably large numbers of consumers. You use this business model to get large numbers of consumers, and then, on top of that, you'd work on other business models.
Yeah. So I mean, is it right to get disappointed if it is not a scalable model, if it is lifestyle business? I mean, should we go ahead with this, whatever it is?
Business. Life business are perfectly fine. There's absolutely no problem with a lifestyle business. Just make sure that you don't try to sell a lifestyle business to a because they have different expectations. But as long as it's your business and maybe you have this individual investor who is working with you as a partner, and as long as your understanding is what it is, there is no problem at all with building a nice, business. No problem.
Yeah.
I think you're doing a nice job of putting these pieces together and, delivering value to your customers, and so I don't see a problem with the business itself. You have strategy according to what I call you need to cut a cloth according to size. Okay?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I think what you're doing is perfect fine. It's useful and it's good.
Yeah. Thanks for your time and thank you for coming. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I believe you're now dialed in.
We're still involved in video marketing. Do you want us to go to the slide?
I have your slides up.
Well, basically, my business partner have been in the online business now for about years or so. We saw a bit of a downside in some of the change on Google's algorithms last year, and we saw some of the websites we had dropped off the page of Google, but the videos we had were still ranked on page 1 of Google, so we focused more attention on video marketing as a particular area for clients. And basically, we had some difficulty in getting a bit of traction in terms of bringing on some clients, but we've brought some on recently, and some advice has been given is actually to focus on specific niche areas. So what we're looking to do is actually trying to penetrate the real estate or property market in London initially. So the advice also we're given is actually focus on the higher end level of the market rather than the lower end of the market on the arena of video. Now the reason, some of it is actually on the screen here, but some reason we're focused on video is because it is very engaging in terms of actually getting your audience involved, and it does actually increase purchase percentage by 74% basically. Also the fact that there's video actually helps for search engine rankings for companies as well. But it's another way in which real estate and property companies can actually get a bit of visibility on it, because people are using things like Rightmove here in the UK to view properties, but that's based on photography, and this is another methodology they can use to actually see what a property looks like, view that particular property. It's another way of actually helping the estate agents to stand out from the crowd, basically. The video obviously is there for getting more branding traffic and for estate agents. So where they use the pictures now just to demonstrate or show a property, we can also use the video for not just visibility but also for marketing reasons as well. In terms of the market segment, I did just do a quick bit of research the other day, found out the fact that In the UK, if you look at the high end level of the market, properties that are worth over £2 million,
Yes.
I think that's made up $3 million US, I think. But here in the UK, there's about 50% of that market is UK citizens, and the rest are from Russia, China, America, Emirates, and from India. So that's the rest of the market demographic buying high level properties here in the UK.
Yep.
In terms of our current acquisition strategy, a lot of it's actually based around business networking events where we actually go and meet people face to face. I actually talked to a couple of, talked to a number of estate agents as well, and meeting with one of them later today as well. And trying to get an idea of where we can actually integrate the video into their current strategy. Some of them, as I said, they already use pictures to demonstrate or to communicate with clients. Not many of them are actually using video yet.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense because there's such a large amount of overseas clients for this category. It makes a lot of sense, and I'm actually quite familiar with this the London market. So, question here: who do you think pay for the whole packaging and video development and everything? Is it the agent who's representing the property, or is the owner?
We're going to target the agent really, because they're the one doing marketing of the property right now.
How many real estate agents in London were on the high end of the market?
I'll be honest, I don't know the exact answer to that. There is obviously a lot of high-level properties in London, a lot of multi-million-pound properties, but I don't know exactly how many agents there are in London.
There is a very manageable number of agents who are in this segment of the business. I know what that number is. It could be 50. But individual agents, not just the companies, agencies, agent companies. I'm talking about the individual agents. But if you look at the agency company, there are probably 20, 30, 50 companies at most, right?
Possibly. Could be.
So your first order of business is to go talk to each one of them, sit down with each one of them and get detailed input from them on what they're looking for, what they're willing to pay for, and how they want service.
Okay. Sure.
This is a very straightforward, from a segmentation point of view, it's very straightforward. From a positioning point of view, it's very straightforward. It's very clear what you're trying to do. It's really a matter of going and building the relationships and understanding from them what they're looking for and starting to do pilot projects, and you're on your way.
Sure. All right. Yes, I spoke to a couple yesterday, so we can look at the other who the independent agents are in London. I was told them not to go to the chains, which have a large number of involved, but go to individual estate agents.
You could, even the chains, you could go to the ones that represent it's a local business, right? There is an agency that would cover Mayfair, St. James Place, Lexington, those areas. There's there's an agency that there's a specific local chapter of a larger chain agency that covers Virginia Water. You should go talk to those ones of the chain, the rank and file, but the ones that do deal with the premium real estate zones.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
On your prospect list, you should not only have the independent agencies that purely focus on luxury real estate, you should also pick the chain offices that focus on St. James Place, Mayfair, Virginia Water, Lexington, those kinds of areas.
Okay. Sure. Something else that we can start to look at as well. In summary, basically, okay, I've got a number of there's a number of questions here I was going to check with you. One of them you kind of answered just there in terms of what you just said. It's just basically in terms of how to enter a new market when there's limited contacts and little limited knowledge of the customer.
Well, you have good understanding of video production process, which is why you're getting into this business, correct?
Yeah. we've basically made videos for companies, and we've also, I mean, I've personally ranked videos on page one of Google. We understand video production and we understand video marketing, and we also work with people.
As long as you do that, that is the main expertise that you're bringing to these real estate, is to a very specific niche of the real estate market. So it's a matter of just going and talking to that very, very specific segmented niche of the market, and just have 20 conversations and have a clear idea of what they're looking for, what are they willing to pay, what fits in their business model in terms of budget for these kinds of video products production and so forth. Everything will become clearer if you go have 20 conversations with these people.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. We'll do that. In terms of, there's a couple of other things as well as going to check things. Obviously, we can do that. Into, say, for example, how to get the most sales really at this point, and that will happen after these 20 conversations you just mentioned. Yeah.
You have to start selling to these people. You have these 20 conversations, and you understand their, to engage their, level of interest and so forth, and then you start doing projects with them. First and foremost, you really need to start to work on their behalf, getting paid for it. You will learn a lot in that process. The other thing that you learn is the question that you're asking in the seventh, there is what type of platform. The platform is something that, again, you will learn from the customers. They have MLSs and they have different places that they need to upload pictures, videos, and so forth. And that could be, real estate websites, MLS websites, search engines, all sorts of places. And you have to basically cater to where they want to be.
Okay, sure. The person spoke to yesterday.
I don't think you need to do anything in terms of and so forth so far. You just need to go talk to them and ask these questions of how much are they willing to pay, how serious is this, how is a value proposition would this be, especially for the overseas client base, and what kinds of platforms do they want the videos to be available on. They could even set, well, we want this to be available on YouTube. And a video on YouTube is simple, is a very simple process.
Okay, sure.
Okay, it's a good idea. Yeah. I think it's a good, clear idea, and it will be very easy to validate it just by going and engaging with your target audience.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much for that. In terms of question number 6, is that jumping the gun a little bit here, or?
This is what is the best way to expand outside of the niche market to make this a national and international business generating over £10 million annual turnover with a net profit margin of 20%. You know what? First, go validate it in your niche market.
Okay, all right.
Sell a portfolio. I think I would like to see a £1 million business or $1 million business in the niche market first before we build the strategy for the 10 million.
All right, thank you very much.
Consider take this same proposition and do elsewhere, but you're going to have to set up some sort of a franchise or sort, because this is a very localized business. Doing it in London is viable for a British company based in London to do. But if you want to also do New York, then you're going to need local presence in New York. If you want to do Boston, San Francisco, Los Angeles, you're going to need local presence in Paris. You're going to need local presence in every single geography.
Okay.
The business model is not very different, but also in the case of London, the advantage is that a lot of the buyers are foreign buyers. Paris has that dynamic also. A lot of the Paris real estate market is for buyers.
Okay.
Cisco is local buyers.
Okay.
It's largely a local buyer market.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. We're going to go into the dial-in session. Anybody can dial into the call and also ask questions in the public chat. Before we go on, for those of you who want to download the book, the coupon code is DK65W, expires May 31st, so feel free to download the book. And let's see, number can take a note of the dial-in number 650-479-3208. Access 6320. Whoever's on the line needs to be on mute. If you're dialed into the call, you need to go on mute, please. All right. So phone number again, 650-479-3208. Access code 663020538. Keep unmuted until I ask for you, and let us know in public chat that you are calling in. I'm going to spend a few minutes explaining to those who are interested how to use 1M1M, and then we're going to come back and do more Q&A on the phone line as well as in public chat. And I have one request to make of you, which is please bring 10 serious entrepreneurs into 1M1M. We need entrepreneurs. There's only one way we can make projects successful is by working with serious entrepreneurs who are serious about building businesses. And by the way, we have no problems with lifestyle businesses. Either cash business, a lifestyle business, a venture-funded business, an angel-funded business, no-funded business, zero-funded business, bootstrap business, self-funded business, no problem. Do whatever you want. We will be right there with you, helping you build your business. That's our commitment to you. We are not going to force you in any direction you don't want to go in. Our value proposition is entirely for entrepreneurs. It is not for the investors. It is not for, angels, VCs, banks, nothing. We work with that entire ecosystem, of course, and for any kind of business deal to happen, it needs to be a win-win deal. So we have to, if you want to do a venture-funded deal, we need to cater to the needs of the VCs. We have to advise you in a way that you can fill the requirements of a venture-funded company. I'm not going to push you in any direction that you don't want to go in. If you want to continue to build a bootstrap business or a self-funded business, we are ready to support you in that journey as well. Our resource homepage is 1mby1m.com. The blog is completely free, and there is a tremendous amount of resource on the blog that you can access, case studies, trend analysis, lots of information that if you read the blog on a regular basis, you'll learn a lot from. The blog has been around for 8 years, so, obviously there's something good happening there. That's Entrepreneur Journeys book series. We have published 4 volumes of Entrepreneur Journeys books. Actually, this predates the 1M1M program. The book is available on Amazon Kindle and Flipkart in India. There are 2 cornerstone philosophies of 1M1M, the bootstrapping and positioning. Even if you raise capital later, you have no choice but to bootstrap the early part of your journey. You have to do that. That is a requirement. So you have to learn bootstrapping. There is no going around that. Whatever be the later phase navigation, you have to do that. So that's something that we have captured as a volume of Entrepreneur Journeys already, and positioning allows you to do effective, efficient bootstrapping. And again, positioning is a requirement for any kind of fundraising. The reason I was so, you could harsh, but direct is the real word with Santosh, is that his positioning is not clear. He wants to raise capital. You cannot raise capital with wishy-washy positioning like that. I could be that, and I could be that, and I could be that. That's not how you raise money. That's not how you interact with investors. Okay. The next service that you get is through the program and these roundtables, of which you're today at the 175th roundtable. Thousands of people have been using these roundtables. They are free, and they happen every week on Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time for different geographies. It's a different time zone, but the anchor time for us. And you can register to pitch and book your slot at the free public roundtable tab. If you go on the website, you will find all the dates and registration pages for each of them, and Maureen will then work with you. Maureen has produced 175 of these roundtables. So I'd love to give her a virtual hand for pulling off such a remarkable feat of producing 175 shows. And I can guarantee you the amount of complexity behind the scenes that she deals with people canceling at the last minute, or people not sending in slides till the 11th hour, and then, not able to dial into the call, they blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's an enormous amount of handling of logistics, handling of scheduling, all sorts of things that she deals with, and 175 of those sessions is no joke. And then not forgetting the fact that we have the same circus going on behind the scenes of the private roundtables. We have every week, we have both private roundtables and public roundtables. So 175 is just the public roundtables. Beyond that, she's also tackling all the private roundtables. So absolutely remarkable job that she's doing, and the amount of service you're getting from 1 million by 1 million would not be possible without the effort that Maureen is putting in to make it all happen. So absolutely bravo with all she's doing. So then, moving back to our to the 1 million by 1 million services, gives me a good segue into the private sessions. So private roundtables, only roundtables, are part of our premium program. And the premium program is a $1,000 annual membership for unlimited access to our full program, which includes extensive methodology guidance, curriculum, business development, strategy consulting, health financing, relations, everything. All is now part of the $1,000 annual membership fee. And we offer a tremendous amount of return on investment for that $1,000 investment on the part of the entrepreneurs. You will, in the $1 Million Club series that we've published, you will meet some of the entrepreneurs who have already crossed $1 million, and you'll find an ROI analysis of the 1M program, where we show you all the different vectors on which we deliver value, and that quantifies too. If you need to buy that kind of value in the public market, it would really be expensive. Our calculation is $375,000 of cash plus 5 to 10% of equity in your venture is what it would cost you to get the kind of value we offer through 1M1M. Also, you'll find lots of information on our website as well as elsewhere on how to extract value from the program. This is orientation material essentially. The 1M1M self-assessment, it's a 9-point questionnaire which we recommend all of you take your businesses through, because this is the way investors evaluate you. This is the way you should evaluate yourself, regardless of whether you're going to get investment or not. These are issues that you have to be able to tackle in your strategic planning. Let's see. So, 1M1M related information, premium program, what to expect from the premium program, video FAQs, all sorts of things are available on the website. It's a very rich website, lots of content. The course we have built with mainly case studies of 600 successful entrepreneurs and video lectures, a synthesis of those case studies, and they talk to our deep understanding. Having worked with thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs over the last several years, we have developed this deep understanding of what your issues are, what your needs are, and we have been able to capture all that into a continuously enriching curriculum that addresses those issues. It divides into 2 parts. The core curriculum is bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, team building. And elective modules include Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, self-care, IT, online education / educational technology, and gaming. So you would using the curriculum as well as the private roundtables to get interactive feedback and mentoring. And between the two of those, you would be able to make a lot of progress, as we see in our program. Methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups, and we are perfectly fine with financing, but only if your company is fundable. If the company is not fundable, then we don't send you to investors because they will not fund you. We know that. We have a lot of clout in the media, and we let you access that clout. So if you go to the press page, there's a link to coverage of premium members. So there's tremendous amount of coverage that we provide for our premium members. I have a lot of respect in the media. A lot of journalists follow what we do. A lot of investors follow what we do. On a regular basis, something that would publish about one of you, our premium members, would then trigger a call from an investor and so forth. Very recently, I think just 2 days ago, somebody in the premium program called me and said, well, I got this call from an investor, and she forwarded the message to me and explained to me what was going on, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's a very common thing, and take us seriously. They know that we know what we are doing, so when we talk about somebody, they know that we're talking with authority and understanding. We let you access our social media channels, not just Twitter, actually Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of it is tied in together. And currently, we have over 8,000 Twitter followers, over actually 17,500 plus Facebook followers, and we have 14,500 LinkedIn connections. And this entire channel, we use the Hootsuite technology to have this channel flows through all that network and let the premium members use those networks as well. So the Innovation Radar and Deal Radar are two series that we also publish. These in particular are series that investors follow very closely. And we have an affiliate program which partners may find of interest. Upcoming free roundtables are essentially every Thursday. Next week is the Rackspace Cloud Final, so there's no pitch slot unless you're a Rackspace Cloud finalist. But then the rest of it, the day before June roundtables, there are 5 pitch slots each, and please feel free to reserve your slot with Maureen. For those of you who are in India and you're still looking for an idea to latch on to, go check out Vision India 2020. There are $45 billion business ideas. It's a great idea generator book. It's written if we are sitting in 2020 and looking back on these ideas and having built those companies, so it gives you the strategic thinking as well. On Incubator in a Box for those of you who are working on entrepreneurial development work. So I will basically stop there, and I believe there are 3 people dialed into the call, so let me take them one at a time. Prabhakar, are you online?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Sramana. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity to talk with you.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, actually, I have a future plan, my own company that is exactly 1 million. I never know about your program before, but I found you on Facebook recently. That's how I registered to this free roundup table. I listened to the entrepreneurs and what they're talking about, and your guidance about I very much liked it so far, the way you're giving the guidance. But specifically, I have question is, as of now, I don't know which line of business I want to go in. I'm from Framingham, Massachusetts, here. So my own plan is to be a $1 million company by Vision 2021, means 2021. Very long-term plan, 8 years from now. So, but there is a different story. But after hearing you, maybe I can come a little sooner than that. So
we kind of prefer companies to join our program as soon as possible in their journey, so we can accelerate their process. Always we get people come in and they spend a lot of time, a lot of months or years bouncing around. They've wasted tremendous amount of time. They've made lots of mistakes, pretty much all conceivable mistakes that first-time entrepreneurs always do. I mean, I've been a first-time entrepreneur. All of us have been first-time entrepreneurs, and many of us are first-time entrepreneurs. First-time entrepreneurs make certain mistakes. All entrepreneurs, all human beings make mistakes, but particular first-time entrepreneurs make a lot of avoidable mistakes. So I would much prefer that you come and start working with us as early as possible. Start following the free roundtable. If you are ready for it, go join the program, the premium program, and start following the guidelines of starting to think about what kind of a business you want to build. And then if you budget about 50 hours of core curriculum study time, and let's say another 50 hours of elective curriculum study time, let's say you do it over a 3-month period or a 4-month period, at the end of that time, you have a much clearer idea of how you're going to put one foot before the other and build your $1 million business.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone could happen a lot sooner.
Okay, but I have a very specific question. So if I pay that $1,000 annual membership fees, then I can your case study something like that. That you're saying?
Everything in the program is part of that.
Okay.
Everything I described is part of the $1,000 annual membership fee, unlimited access.
Okay, choose the business which I liked it, and if it's all under guidelines of your authority and you passed it, so can I get an investor to invest the money into my company, something like that?
It depends on the business.
I mean what I'm saying. It's depend on the business, and I mean like I prepare the business model, and the business model is approved by you. So if you have an investor from your end that can help me out.
If you have a fundable business, then yes, all businesses are fundable.
Only every entrepreneur who is coming to the business, he want to earn money and raise money. That is what his goal.
No,
but
that is not true. Not all entrepreneurs raise money. Less than 1% of entrepreneurs who look for financing actually get finance. There are millions of funded businesses out there. In America, there are 25 million businesses. The minuscule percentage of that is funded businesses.
Okay. So saying is, so then I need to fund myself, then even though the business model, the guidelines, I follow your guidelines and everything?
The stage of I'm saying anything, it will depend on your business. We have companies in our portfolio that are funded, companies that have helped them get funded and so forth. It will depend entirely on your business. So I can't spend all my time with you. This is a very good time for you to make note of Irina Patterson's phone number. If you have further questions, call up Irina and she will answer your questions. She will actually give you a whole bunch of things to look at and review and study and evaluate the program to decide if you want to join or not. I think it's time to do that right now. I don't want to do FAQ at the moment. We have place for FAQs.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Phone number, Skype, and email. Irina's phone number is 786-01-2456. You're welcome to call her. Skype is Irina_Patterson. Her email is irina@1mby1m.com. Please feel free to reach out to her and she will help you with evaluating 1M by 1M. You're welcome, Prabhakar. Arun, you're up next. Are you on the line? Varun? No? Is there else on the phone? Wait for me. Okay. Well, questions that you want to share in public chat. I can also take questions from the public chat at this point.
This is Varun. My apologies, I got disconnected. Okay, my question, first of all, thanks for this conference. I really enjoyed listening to, the knowledge that you have provided to all of us. So actually, I'm not going to take too much of your time. So I'm 3 years old. I'm from ID Madras, India, and I'm currently working in an investment bank. And last 7 months or 8 months, I've been working on this idea that's in my head, And I really, I've been discussing it with my mentor and a couple of people who are actually in this field. And all of them have told me that, it's a very good idea and, it's something that you should go ahead with. My question is not related, right now in terms of what I should do next or what. My question is more, from the thought process perspective. I just wanted to check with you. I still feel a little scared implementing it in the sense that, when you have a stable income and you feel, okay, you're young and you're just starting career, you should get as much money as possible initially. You get that mindset where you think, okay, you know what, I should, or when should exactly you should quit what you have in your hand and go for something that you totally believe in? I mean, is there a right time? Should you build like a clientele of 6 months, or should you just, when? I don't know when to go about it 100%.
It's a very personal decision, Varun. I started my first company when I was 24 years old. I was still a graduate student at MIT in computer science. Can you mute your computer so that it doesn't echo to the line? All right. So my experience is I basically jumped into entrepreneurship very early on in the process, and that is, of course, in today's youth market in America, that is a very common phenomenon. Time it was less common, but now it's very, very common. There are tons of people that are jumping to entrepreneurship very quickly. The other option is perhaps extreme of the spectrum, is you can start your company while you keep your job. And you said you work at a bank, right?
Yeah.
You have a good solid paycheck, and can you time, because generating echo, other people can't hear. So essentially what will happen is that you'll be able to spend a good 6-9 months, build business, or even longer if you need to, by using your paycheck as your bootstrapping capital. And we companies in our program, there's a company that has been doing that for the last year, and just 2-3 months ago they became break-even, and their founders are all going to quit their jobs.
Sorry for interrupting you. So 2 questions to that. One, dual enrollment is not allowed in our bank. So you're very careful in terms of, when you jump into something new, because you have to disclose all that. And typically banks do not support, you working outside. And 2, what I wanted to know was how important it is to form a good team before you do something like that. I have a couple of my colleagues, my friends who are willing to, go about it, but, someone has a similar problem, nobody's 100% committed. So so I was just wondering, when you believe in should you go on your own, or is it very important to have a team as well?
It is not essential to have a team. You form a team as you go along, and the more important thing is to really understand what is it that you're building. And I can guarantee you that is not a simple process. That process is complex. It's lots of mechanics to it, and you have to go and handle that process and basically build that company brick by brick. And team is part of that process, but you don't need to start with the team necessarily.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone on the line? Question from the public chat. J. Emmanuel, the question is, do I enroll for the program after getting an idea on business to start? Not necessarily. You can join the program and learn the mechanics of how to build a business, and also through case studies you will get the ideas. You can also, as you study and learn the program, basically in MBA and entrepreneurship, right? It will give you a lot of the tools with which to then evaluate an idea and kind of decide on what ideas to follow. And I think I prefer entrepreneurs coming early rather than wasting a lot of time doing blah, 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 and then telling us, I've been doing blah, 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 and it's not working, because you run out of energy. One thing you must be very aware of is energy. We are all human beings. We have finite levels of energy. And energy You need to make sure that you use it really effectively, and not split and squander it and disperse it and bait it in the process, making stupid things, doing stupid things. Any question, comments? Yes. Aru's excellent point on energy. Yes, I know. It's a serious issue. By the time you come to us, if you have spent all your energy and you feel depressed and you're out of steam, it's not going to work, because mechanics will need your energy and your engine to drive it. How to do it, but you're still going to need energy to actually go do it. Any other questions, comments? We're almost out of time. It's 9:30 a.m. We try to finish the call at this point normally. Says, as they say, courage is not the strength to go on. It's on when you don't have the strength. Great advice. When running a business, it is good to spend time with people who have converted dreams into cash. That is very well said. I love that. Cash, converting dreams into cash. I like that a lot. Note, folks, I hope you have a very good week in your journey of converting dreams into cash, and I look forward to working it with you further in the upcoming roundtables. Bye.